FM 96.7, FitFMJA.com, and Primal4K.com.
This is Lady T, Denise Gomez, host and producer of Inside the Zone in New York, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Join me on Mondays at 5 on Fit 96.7, FitFMJA.com, Trelawney's Radio, your life, your music, for exciting features within the diaspora. And hear what's on our minds. It's live at 5 on Fit 96.7, FitFMJA.com.
Fit FM is owned and operated by Communistation Company Limited, located in Stuart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. We broadcast on FM 96.7 locally and is heard worldwide on FitFMJA.com. Our mission is to amplify diverse voices and opinions, inform, educate, entertain, and engage listeners of all ages and lifestyle while promoting responsible community development. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Blessings and light. This is Aymara, the musical revolutionary. Your host and the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. This and every Monday at 3 p.m. From the home to the community to the wider world. Let us be the change we want to see. Join me this and every Monday at 3 p.m. on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Fit mind, fit body, fit community, fit world. This is Aymara, the musical revolutionary, on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
Struggle goes on. We are the builders of the pyramids. We are the builders of the stone cities of Zimbabwe. We build them White House. We build them factories. With blood, with sweat, with tears. With flesh, with bones. Them use build them economy. Now them want come con you and me. With them science and them technology. We make them take with knowledge. Now them are deafly. Them are blindly. We are walk, we are ride, we are drive, we are fly. Nah, look, nah, see. Eyes focus on the screen of an iPhone, Galaxy, tablet, black. Yes. This is the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Yeah, Aymara, the musical revolutionary, the poetic musical revolutionary. There, another Monday afternoon. Yes, and today is a day before Labor Day, the 22nd of May. See, we're going to talk a little about Labor Day now. We need to even give people the history because we know, say, tomorrow Labor Day and some activities that will take place. and we have to observe these activities to see how much they really coincide with what we call Labor Day, and the origin of Labor Day. So we give thanks, we're there. And we want to say, bless up to the people across the world, the people in France, the people in England, the people in Africa, see in South Africa. Bless up to my sister, me see her tour South Africa and a full joy yourself. Yeah, enough love and light, Yes, and all the people around Trelawney, whether upper south or north Trelawney, we give thanks. We support the people out in St. Anne's, the people out in Montego Bay or St. James, Hanover, because we are going worldwide and we are on www.fitfmja.com, and we are also smallcasting and www.primal4k.com. So big up the people over for Primal Media. Enough respect Joel, enough respect Nehema and all the other listeners and supporters of this program called Community Buzz. And we are here, we are buzzing. So many things happening in Jamaica, The people are all up in their selves. It's what we call caught up in the hysteria of politics. So people are still watching because it seems like this is politics watch. So, well, that a protesting taking place, people are not settled in their mind, and that is not a nice state for a country to be in, But a long time we have fight this battle, hundreds of years, especially us as African people. We have been going through this struggling, trying to find our footing on this piece of rock called Jamaica. We were here thousands of years before even Columbus came. People don't even know that. So then came and them claim. They came and they claimed. See? They killed and they murdered and they raped, right? And we there saw, and them say, we there on Crown land, and the British them still control it. And then it becomes a corporation run by governments here on the island. So much thing, we see them take much in millions to themselves. What a sad story. And we look at all of that. But people don't even pay attention that the man who just is a ceremonial figurehead get the biggest pay for the nothing at all. How that work? You see me I say? Just for performing ceremonial duties. So I cut some ribbons and all of them something there. That man get $34 million per year. So I want to pay attention to that. If the head or the ceremonial boss for Jamaica getting 34 million, imagine what them bigger boss I get, because people now pay attention to that. Imagine how much King Charles and him pitney them and all of them I get off of the corporation called Jamaica, because people not digging deep into these things, that they are still the owner of this place that we call Jamaica. So we have to get deep into it, you know what I mean? We're there. We still go all swim on the beaches, man. We see some whole heap of something down there and once maybe we then call it weekend. We don't really want nobody no free yard, but it a go on. Now we see people, gather to have some good times down there, But them say, some tree planting are going to take place tomorrow. You know what I mean? And me see them have some kind of name here. Me I say, wait, where them get them kind of name here, when they matter about Labor Day? Antria Jamaicensis, Gold Spoon. You know that tree there? No. Huh? No. So what is significant? Yeah, so we see some, Santa Maria, so we could call him then, Water Maho, breadfruit, St. Thomas, I go plant breadfruit. But St. Thomas don't need to plant on breadfruit. No, only for breadfruit there, St. Thomas, man. What kind of madness this? St. Thomas is a place where breadfruit, they like nothing. Cotton tree. Yeah, St. James, they might plant cotton tree. So what is the significance of cotton tree at St. James? Yeah, enough duppy them a plan for make down there. They might seem like they want to create more duppy for plant, you know, because it's a place where a whole heap of duppy I make every day. So we have to observe these things, you know, the significance of some of these things that they are doing, you know what I mean? You know, I want big one in a square down there near to the Boys Club. You know, the Boys Club of Montego Bay. You know, the cotton tree, they're massive, you know. What I love when I go around there is the cotton tree bug them. You ever see them? They're pretty, you know. And then just a crawl all about the place on the tree, you know. Some have some yellow and nice and bright color. Yeah, cotton tree bug. See? So I am wondering, you know, what, you know, the significance of the planting of trees. You know what I mean? Them talk about environment, taking care of the environment. That is one, yeah. The Anato in a St. Mary, well, that's a good tree to plant because it's good for what you say, high blood pressure and all of these things. There are so much things when it comes to Anato, you know. We used to use it and drop have it on it's a white cloth like, and you know, one thing they see them, and then when we make what we call name curry or rundown, you see me and say, you know, just give it a nice color and it just, you know, nice and thing, you know, but there are other valuable properties in the Anato. Yes, so we are here and we have a very special guest in studio with us, you know, and we are going to talk to him in a few minutes, you know what I mean? And we are going to dig in some things, you know. He's a multifaceted person, you know. He's a football coach, he's a farmer, you know, and I'm a part of the farming group in Trelawney here. Later on, you know, he will give you the full rundown of things, you know, of what is taking place with farming and what is taking place with football. But we are going to jump in a piece of music first, and then we come forward, and then we get into the conversation, you know what I mean? Which one of them you have there for you? Where I say the day the dollar die, or the day the dollar die, because it look like say the dollar ahead for death and destruction, you know. Peter Tosh.
I see Johnny with his head hanging down, wondering how many shillings left in that bag. Cost of living, it is rising so high. Dollars see that had heart attack and died. Bills and budgets are waiting. Finance ministers are disobeying. Unemployment is rising, and I hear my people there crying, oh Lord, the day the dollar died. Things are gonna be better the day the dollar died. No more corruption the day the dollar died. People will respect each other the day the dollar died. Tell me, brother, is there something I can do? Don't you let frustrations make you. Time is hard, and I know that is true. But if you pick yourself up, that's all you got to do. Things can be much better. If we can come together. Long time we've been divided.
Peter Tosh said the day the dollar die, things are going to be better. But I'm even there if we ask him how it I go better. But we have to kind of figure it out because it look like say the dollar go dead now because them tell we say very soon we will be moving to digital currency. And we see some people are worried already about the digital currency. And they don't even know say we're going digital long time. Because once you start to use bank cards and all of these things and you go with these plastic or stand up, but they are saying it is going where you will only have access for whatever you need with your cell phone or your laptop or something else because you're not going to have what we call fiat currency or physical dollar anymore to buy or sell anything. So this is what they are heading to, and especially in places like Sweden. Sweden gone them fully, people just walk up with them on and king, and you take up what you want, your rice, your flour, or you want to pay your bill. You go somewhere and you cling, and then you pay your bill. So they are saying that all human beings, are subject to surveillance. So they must surveil us and they want to just control us. So we see slavery. We want to give a little history on Labor Day. International Labor Day movement came out of a struggle for to free the workers, extreme condition and repression, exploitation and racism, which generally existed in the late 19th century. Since 1890, May 1st, has been reserved many countries as the day of officially honor the labor movement. However, some countries chose different days in May to celebrate it. In Jamaica, Labor Day is celebrated May 23rd of each year. Queen Victoria, the monarch, credited by some who was with granting slaves their freedom. Her birthday was once celebrated in Jamaica, but was abolished and replaced with Labor Day. So now we go to the party because we are going to talk about it. We are going to talk about the land issues in Jamaica and even in Trelawny. By 1938, Jamaica was rife for labor unrest. Laborers were grossly underpaid, and several strikes broke out across the island, with workers all asking for the same thing, better wages, and most outstanding of these unrest was the riot at Frome Sugar Factory, which occurred in May of that 1938. One prominent figure that arose from that 1938 upheaval was the man called St. William Grant. See, the leader of the labor unrest. Marcus Garveyite. Grant spoke loudly, and it goes on and on. There was a whole heap of thing happen, on that time, where Labor Day was mainly celebrated by the trade unions in collaboration with the political parties to which they are affiliated. These celebrations took the form of public rallies, meetings, and marches, which were held primarily in corporate era. So we celebrate Labor Day, and it come from this, St. William Grant, Walipa uprising all about the place, the waterfront in Kingston, people dead, people go to prison, there are so much things, and we see where it come like an entertainment thing now. So we don't even want to look on the history of what Labor Day, came out of, it was the dissatisfaction, of the people here who never have no land. So some of them, because they don't have no land, them have to really sell them labor at a cost, and the cost was, minimal, something that they couldn't survive on. But we are here, and we are looking forward to see what will happen tomorrow and see how much the people will come out and contribute. I believe them say is the infirmary in Falmouth. The homeless shelter. Okay. Yes. See, and we see some of the
Yeah, and we see some other things that go on the water square. We understand, say, the statue is going to be erected there. Bolt statue. Let's see how that work out, in 4 months' time. Yeah, so let's see. Yes, our special guest in studio, Mr. Fitzroy Lyons. How are you doing, sir? Welcome to the studio of Fit FM. Welcome to the community, boss. How are you doing?
Thank you very much for the invite. I'm doing excellent.
Thank you. I talked to you earlier and you tell me so you're still up on the farm. Look like you got a farm every day, man.
Well, we try.
You try? All right, we give thanks.
It's a planting day today, so we were planting some pumpkins and corn.
When you say we, you mean the group of farmers are just you and your family?
My son and my staff.
Okay. So you sound like a big farmer, man, because you tell me say your son and your staff, or you're somebody who employ other people. And this is something we will get into, because it seems that it goes to show the importance of farmers. Sometimes when people call it the whole term of small farmers or domestic farmers, you understand that term. They want to tell you what the difference in a domestic farmer than where I call it me don't know the other term. I always say domestic farmer. Why domestic farmer?
I don't really subscribe to those terms.
Okay.
Because there's nothing small about what I do.
You know?
I don't subscribe to that at all.
Yes. So, Fitzroy, I met the man in the market, see, and there is just always pleasant, you know what I mean? And just reasoning with you, I realized that there's something deep inside of you, you know? And when the last time I had a conversation with you, you told me that you're also involved in football, you're a football coach and them thing there. You know, yesterday you told me that you had a match and give a warm, tell me what at that match, you know? Because we're going to ask you all about that.
Unfortunately, we lost yesterday.
Okay.
So I want to congratulate the Saltmarsh team who defeated us yesterday.
So what's the name of your team? What's the name of
Harmony Football Club.
Harmony Football Club.
Based in Bunty Hall.
Okay.
However, it was a humbling defeat for us.
See.
You know, because we were at a high.
Okay.
So it kind of took us back to ground zero.
Ground zero. When you say you all were on a high, what you really mean? That why you really lead the competition now?
Winning our first 2 games without conceding any goal. 4 love, 2 love.
Wow.
So the team was really at a high. So
yeah.
As I said, it's a humbling defeat because we would have been considered as one of the top team in the parish.
Okay.
However, we are going through a rebuilding stage right now.
Yes.
You know, so we are coming from an average age of 29, and now our average age of players are 19.
Yeah.
So it's a rebuilding stage. So we are getting the youth more involved with the community, a lot more involved.
Yeah.
So we will expect a defeat here and there. However, we are an excellent team, and we have no doubt that we will still win the competition.
Yes.
And represent the parish in the Tier 2 competition.
So what support are you getting from sponsorship, who are the people who really support your team? Because we need to highlight that.
Excellent question.
Yeah.
The thing about our team right now, it's really community based. And sometimes I can't even explain how we do it.
Wow.
Because it's just a handful of us. You know, I have to really give thanks to the team, the players, and the supporting staff who comes out every day and put the effort out to make it happen.
Yes.
People consider Harmony to be one of the best organized club in the parish, but they don't know that we really don't have a title sponsor. It's really the team around Mr. Dennis Spence, one of our stalwart, and Natasha Ennis, Derek Price, our assistant coach, Everett Mullins, all the players, Delroy Ennis, call him Cuckooberry.
Okay.
Popular known as Cuckooberry. Wang. Wang who take care of the ground, one of the best ground. The only ground can be compared right now in the parish would be the stadium.
True.
Yes.
So where is Harmony? Because we need to
Bun-
know that.
Bounty Hall.
Bounty Hall.
And speaking about Labor Day, by the way, we are actually going to start a project tomorrow
Okay.
at the community club. We are going to redo the entire clubhouse.
Wow.
So we'll be decking it. We're looking at putting in some stands and putting up some light. Of course, we have the MP who is actually coming on board to give us
Okay.
some assistance now. So I really want to acknowledge her.
Okay.
Let's
Great.
Stover
Great.
Hamilton.
Bless up to Hamilton for
Yes.
that. Yeah. And it's good, It's good that because I was about to ask you the question that where are you getting the support to do all this kind of work, to have a football ground, seeing that you compare to the national stadium here in a rural parish, that is no easy feat, that is something that we must applaud, not you.
We must.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's all locally done by the community members.
The community members. And you see, and this is where we need it, because when community come together and do things and this kind of level, we need to highlight it, and we need to highlight the people who are a part of the whole process. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to hear that, man. This kind of lift my spirit. I know that you have something to do tomorrow. You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
And I must mention, we have a arm that we call the overseas, the overseas arm of the club.
Okay.
The overseas coordinator, which is led by Mr. Linton Brady. So he would
Great.
also get a support from us, both him and Mr. Allen.
Great.
Delroy Allen. So we do have, that's people who were born in Bounty Hall, migrated, and they still stay in touch with the community and try to assist as best as they possibly can. So we have to say hi to them also and give them some kudos.
Is Bounty Hall have the water situation? Recently, we have talked to somebody and about the water situation.
We had some severe water challenge there.
So how you maintain to have such the kind of feeling on a water struggle up there? How that work?
Rainwater harvesting.
Wow. Seeing.
We do have our challenge though,
Yeah.
but rainwater harvesting, we do use tanks and we try to catch as much water as possible from the building.
Yeah, boy, I need to come up there, come see what going up there. When I time we have to go up the Julia, go see what going up a Bounty Hall, because to know that there's a stadium up a Bounty Hall,
For me though, sir, this is a vexed issue for me that Bounty Hall and surrounding communities, Granville and even Martha Bray, struggle with water challenge. Even today, I went round to Martha Bray and some areas still don't have water. That I cannot fathom at all. Where we have one of the greatest water supply in the parish, supplying all the way to St. James. And areas that in and around the area don't have water. So that need to be addressed with some alacrity.
Yeah.
So
yes,
it's a really vexed issue for me. I really still can't understand it.
Wow.
So we need our political representative to really step up the game as it relates.
So
to
will the MP be there tomorrow? Will she come to the Labor Day project tomorrow?
Yes, we are expecting her.
Are you expecting her? Well, we don't have her to talk to them, raise these issues pertaining to water challenges and see how best these things can be addressed. You know what I mean? Yeah? Yeah, well, we talk to the councillor.
The councillor, Mr. Bartley.
Yeah, Bartley.
He's very much involved in the club also. He's a member of the club and very much involved.
Great. Well, we give thanks, because we don't want to just talk about the bad things that is affecting us. We want to celebrate some of the beautiful things that are taking place, within our communities. We must celebrate these things. And, so what role you play? Just coach, or you're because it seems like you're the head cook and back watcher.
I'm actually the president of the club.
You are the president?
Yes.
Okay, great, man. Yes. So how much title you win? And winning the titles are still, what is the objective?
Well, we are currently the knockout champion, and we would have won the major league numerous times.
What?
So we are playing to Well, our objective, the end goal is to really go to the Premier League. That's why we are trying to develop our facility while developing the team right now, and we have gone to younger players. You know, as I said, the end goal is to go to the Premier League. So we start developing the youths, you know, have a proper youth system in place and have the youths groomed and ready for that time, you know, because as I said, we are expected and we are confident that we'll win the major league and represent the parish in the
national Premier.
The qualifying. We have to play the qualifying first. We have no doubt that we can win that also.
Great. Well, Trelawney are going with things, you know what I mean? And we give thanks that you are, you know, leading this process, you know, and as a president of a football club, you know, doing all this great work. You know, so we find time to do so much thing, Papa.
If I ask God.
Ask God. They ask you.
Give me the energy. Give me the energy from to really do it and, you know, continue.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sometimes it's just adrenaline. You just keep going. You know, you have this to do. And it's also about time management.
So you used to play football?
Yes, I played all my life.
No, you play football.
Still I play. Sometimes young boys don't look like they're not trying. You know?
Oh, yes.
Them start push me down now, though.
Yeah.
Them start run left me and push me down now. But yeah, I still play.
Yeah. So you used to play for your school and everything like that?
Yeah, I played for my school. And
what school?
Green Island High.
Okay.
Played for a number of clubs, yeah.
See, so you're a Trelawney man. You're born and grown at Trelawney.
Actually, I was born and grew in Hanover.
Oh, okay.
Green Island, Hanover.
Okay.
So
when you come at Trelawney?
I'm in Trelawney for 9 years now.
Oh. Yeah, Trelawney. Just come. Well, we give thanks that you come in Trelawney in 9 years and you make such a, you know, important contribution. Yes, I mean, I say, we give thanks to that man. We want to applaud you for that, King. You know that he is not somebody who born in the parish. You come in 9 years now and you're leading. You know what I mean? God, that first night, me a reason you say you know do politics, but me understand when you say that you don't involve in partisan politics.
Absolutely not.
But you see, whatever you are doing there, so it's a political action that you know that. It's a kind of leadership role to bring
it's a leadership role.
Yeah.
And service.
And
you know,
because that's what politics supposed to be.
Politics supposed to be service. However, as you said before, politics is turning out now to be paying ourselves in politics now when it's supposed to be service.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be about the pay and
sure.
Those increases, you know, it's a real vex issue right now among the community. Everywhere you go, people really talking about it and very upset and causing a lot of unrest.
Yes.
And I am nervous where this is going to go. Or will they roll back these increase or propose increase?
The only way it can happen, you know, you see, when people come together and stay together, because we can't come together today and then we split up tomorrow and go about business. We need to remain together. Come together, stay together. And those who we employ must listen to we, you know, because we are the one who employ them. You know what I mean? But it's because we don't understand politics. I mean, we must get deeper into political science and political knowledge to know that we must always participate in the process. Not just go vote and go back to your yard. You know, some people still say them not go vote. But whether you vote yes or no, there will be some people in power and they are going to pass laws, and those laws are going to affect us. They are going to make some decision like these decisions that they made over the past couple of weeks, and people, you know, cry out over these decisions. You know what I mean? So if we don't organize ourselves, and that's why I am happy that you are, you know, doing this kind of work within your community. And it means that you are not just football, but you and the team are communicating, you know, having conversation, you know, understanding the difficulties, the challenges to run a football club that is governing, you know. to run a football club, you just mentioned your team.
Yes.
It's a government you have this, you know that. Yeah, it's a government. It's a community government. It's like your home. You know what I mean? You govern your home. You understand? To make it run a particular way. So governance is something that it's a part of all of us individually. We have to first learn how we govern ourselves, you know, as individuals.
That's very important. It's about putting in structures in place.
And structures that can benefit
the
wider community, you know, and I'm happy for that, you know. We give thanks for having you, my brother. We give thanks, you know, that we invite you to really see the kind of work that you are doing. But not just football, you are also involved in farming. And not just farming. You know, this morning I eat piece of melon where you sell me. And I was just reflecting the melon sweet. And I reflect on the melon and I said, Jaja, you know, this man don't even realize, or me not say you don't realize, you know, but I was just reflecting while I was eating the melon and I say, I am here eating this piece of melon and it gone through so many processes before it could have come to me. And I was just thinking, you know, the amount of people who you interact with from day to day. How much time you come to the market? Saturday and Wednesday?
Yes.
Saturday and Wednesday. So on a Wednesday and a Saturday, you can tell on the top of your head or just, you know, give a approximation of how many customers pass through your hand.
The average is 1,200.
What? So you have served 1,200 people twice a week.
Average, yeah.
Average. See? Because we have to kind of look on these things, you know, and to understand how we, what they want to call, I don't like use the word, but me I'm going to use it for this forum, what them call the ordinary people. You just have said to me, say 1,200 people, Saturday and Sunday.
Wednesdays.
And Wednesday. See? Interact with you. That's a very, very important contribution to your country. You know?
It is. It is. And the numbers are rising because what we notice now, we are getting a lot of tourists in the market also now. Because the tourists coming off the ship, they're coming through the market and want to see what the local market is like.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see interact with local people. They want to see the fruits. They want to see the craft items that we have in the market. You know, because in the hotel, of course, and even on the ship, it is tourists.
Yes.
It's not really, that's not Jamaica.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when they come to the local market now, you're seeing the real Jamaica. They're getting the real Jamaican food, the real Jamaican feel.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what really made the tourists come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the people, the way the people deal with the tourists. Because when they come there, I can tell you, they get nothing but love. People care for them. People look out for them.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to be safe in a safe environment.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't expect anybody gonna go pick a tour. In fact, they'll take care of the tourists more than they take care of me and you.
True.
Which is a good thing. It's a positive. So the tourists can feel comfortable coming through the market and in and around Falmouth and the attractions in and around Trelawney all the way to St. Anne and Hanover.
And we feel comfortable moving through too, you know what I mean? Because it is very important that we protect ourselves and protect the people who supplying us with, you know, these kind of food stuff, you know what I mean? And nutrients to our body, you know what I mean? We have to give thanks for the vendors in the market. I am looking on so many things that is happening right now in Jamaica, right? Pertaining to this thing that they are talking about and promoting. It is not even the idea of the government. It is the idea of the World Economic Forum, right? It is the idea of the people who govern the world who are talking about the fourth industrial revolution. Our government are just like an echo chamber, echoing the narratives and the agenda of these people. Now, as a farmer, right? We see the Prime Minister does talk about, we affect our politics, whether it is partisan, but we see the Prime Minister does talk about digital currency, right? As a farmer who's selling at the market, you really think about how that are going to affect.
Yes, we would have been discussing this among our group, and I don't see anywhere where the Prime Minister or the Minister of Agriculture would have put anything in place to accommodate, for example, vendors or farmers in this new dispensation where we're going to, everything is going to go digital, cashless society. We are nowhere near ready at all. Nowhere near ready. So, no, we are not ready. We're not ready at all. Personally, I am trying to adapt and adjust to the changing environment and put things in place. But it's not about me. It's about the wider community.
Sure.
How will it affect the wide community? And as I see it right now, we are not ready. And I don't see anything being put in place to accommodate farmers and vendors.
Wow. Julia, play a piece of music. People, you can call in, because sometimes you kind of get away, 876-478-9144, 876-513-6668. Yeah, you can call in, you can send in a text, and let's interact, no? You can ask Fitzroy a few questions if you feel moved to do so, and you can make a contribution if you want to. Yes. This is Fit FM, the community buzz. We're so forward. We'll take a break.
And Jah will shine his light on you. I know we'll shine his light on you. As I travel in life's lonely road, I see many fall along the way. But the race is not for the swift, nor the battle for the strong. But time and chances face us all. Why, time and chances face us all. We not give it up. We can't give it up. We never give it up. We can't give it up. Sitting on the outside looking in. Life seems so gloomy all the way. So I've got to be strong. I've got to hold on. The tribulation we face that day by day. Why I pray to Jah so I won't go astray. Now give it up. We can't give it up. We never give it up. So we can't give it up. Why? Life is a two-way street. Make your decision and move your feet. Life is a two-way street. Make your decision and move your feet. Because we won't be afraid.
Yes. Welcome forward to the community buzz. This is Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. We are on the World Wide Web. www.fitfmja.com. We are also simulcasting on Primal 4K www.primal4k.com. It's www.primal4k.com. Yes, and we have in studio with us Mr. Fitzroy Lyons, right? Vendor, farmer, football coach. You know what I mean? He seems a very important man within our community, you know, and a very, very important community leader. This is what we call community leadership. You know what I mean? And we need more of that. We need more of that. You know what I mean? People like Mr. Fitzroy to impact our community, to interact with young men. You know how much young men, you know what I mean, we can save if we have football clubs all around, or even cricket clubs, or whatever, netball, whatever, you know what I mean, and getting support from political representative. You know, it is very important because you see, if these things are happening on the local level, then the crime and violence can go down, you know. We really can, you know, put a dent in the amount of crime and the amount of violence. You know, them say, you know, devil find work, give idle hands and idle mind. You know what I mean? So if the minds are idle and the hands are idle, they will find something to do. And sometimes them can't find a positive role model because the things that they are listening to and the things that are coming into their headspace every day, you know what I mean? They feel frustrated. And a frustrated set of people don't really know where they are going. That is the sad thing. If you are frustrated, you are lost, you are confused. So, pertaining to farming now, we were talking and, you know, you told me that you have a farmers group. Tell the people about the farmers group that you're a part of. You know, we're going to go into the land issue a little after this, but just give us a synopsis of you know, the farmers group that you're a part of and how you all started.
Well, I'm a member of the Trelawny Pride Farmers Group. Unfortunately, the group is not as active as we would like right now. We have almost 200 members in the group. It's not as active because there are a number of issues that are keeping the farmers away. And it's causing some problem right now. There's another era of unrest that's developing and one that need to be addressed in very short order before it really gets out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, a lot of the farmers are on the Farmer Long Pond estate property, which is now owned by SCJ Holdings.
Which is a sugar company of Jamaica.
That's correct.
Yes.
All right. And the lease is executed by Alkane. But a number of the farmers are concerned and complaining about the high rate of lease that they are paying, while other companies are paying less than 25% of what the regular farmers are paying.
How much the regular farmer paying?
Just under 8,000 per acre.
Per acre?
Yeah, it's actually $7,750 per acre per year.
And per year, okay.
Yes.
7,000 how much?
$7,750.
Wow. And compared to the other people.
Yes, and we would have seen it in the news recently where, you know, it was mentioned that other people are paying $2,000.
Yeah.
And we're talking about foreigners who would have been getting those kind of rate, while the local farmers who these lands were meant to support after the closure of sugarcane, to support these farmers are really not benefiting the way they should. So it is a challenge. And you see, one political representative came out recently and admitted that he is actually paying $2,000 also. So farmers are saying foreigners are paying $2,000 or just over $2,000 per acre.
Mm-hmm.
politicians are paying 2,000 per acre, while the farmers who been farming these lands all their lives, these farmers, some of them are still struggling, don't have any land for themselves. But the farmers, their grandparents, all their foreparents from way back in slavery would have worked these sugarcane lands, and there's no benefit for the farmers. So
I was doing a little research on this thing, yeah, right? And I realized that is the government who own the land, don't it?
yes,
Now, if the government own this land, whenever people understand when they say government own land of Jamaica, it is literally the crown land.
it's a crown land, yes.
Right? Now, I am looking on the board of directors. And I realize that the Custos here is also a director. And when I see that, something clicking on my head, you know. Then I was thinking about the Labor Day. And when we look and they say that maybe this is going to cause a kind of unrest, you know, because of what I'm picking up. You know, there's a letter here. Notice is hereby given to all tenants and occupants of SCJ Holdings Limited. SCJ Holdings Limited, lands located in the Long Pond, Trelawney, that effective August 1st. That grabbed me, you know. You know what August 1st is about?
Emancipation Day.
Emancipation. See? So, Emancipation 1838, the 1st of August, was when them claims there, them give the slaves freedom. But when them give the slaves freedom, what did happen? The enslaved people were landless. So how can you be a free people without land? That is something we have to look into. See? That at the 1st of August, we'll begin to drive we'll begin a drive to repossess all lands which are in violation of the terms and conditions under which the lands were assigned under the Alternative Livelihood Program. You understand what the Alternative Livelihood Program is about?
Somewhat.
Okay. All right, we'll go into that when we're done. The action will apply to accounts and persons who are delinquent in respect of the applicable lease and where the lands have not been put in production. This is an extremely serious matter. The agreed terms of possession indicate that you are obligated to pay the applicable lease on the stated dates to ensure that the land is productive. Individual tenants and occupants of SCJH lands are being requested to contact the SCJH representative within 30 days of the notice. Of this notice, are the steps necessary for repossession will be taken.
Don't take that lightly.
I mean, I take that lightly.
As I said,
this is a serious thing.
As I said,
you can't take this lightly.
It's a huge discussion, and I'm telling the farmers won't allow that to happen.
Wow. How many farmers are on the land now?
It's around 200.
200? Wow. And how many feel delinquent in paying up? Because what they must say so now is like there are some people who delinquent and not paying up the lease for them supposed to pay.
Well, I'm not sure the number, but there might or might not be persons who are delinquent. However, as we discussed before, based on the information
Mhm.
that's coming out. It might not be a case of being delinquent. It might be a case of people being resolute. Because I say, if you're giving foreigners the lease for 2,000 per year, why do I have to pay 8,000 if foreigners are paying 2,000?
Oh,
So what I'm picking up on the ground is people are saying, I am willing to pay my lease, but why am I going to pay 8,000 per year? So if I have,
so you're
let's
talking
put it this
about a
way,
level of
I have 10 acres.
yes.
So my lease is 80,000, while the foreigner have 10 acre. The foreigner lease is 20,000. Mine is 60,000 more.
Yes.
Why do I pay 60,000 more than a foreigner? And this is the main challenge that the farmers are having. Just one of the challenge, by the way, because one of the other major challenges is water. Would have gone through a severe drought,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the farmers suffered severely.
Mm-hmm.
Crops were burnt down. Crops, you plant crops and they didn't come because there's no water on the property. There's no irrigation. You know, while the foreign company
Mhm.
sits on one of the largest well and
Wow.
have access to all that water, while the farmers all around that company don't have any water at all. So that's another challenge.
Who's in charge of that foreign company?
It actually used to be a ganja farm. However, for some reason that's not working out. So they would have been repurposed. and
Okay.
Doing more like cash crops now.
Oh, wow. And you said that foreign company have access to water.
100%. Sit on a very huge well.
And the local farmers.
All the farmers are in and around that area, but have no access at all to that water.
Wow.
So you would see that farm over 600 acres flourishing, everything is green, while the small farmers, so-called small farmers around, their farm and field are brown, drying up. Thank God we start getting a little rain now over the past 2 weeks.
When we look on them thing here in Jamaica right now, and we hear this, and we look and we see say the people who are legal right now, it's our own people, you know. It's not like a foreigners them. Them born and grow, them go school at Jamaica. I am wondering if them, you know, study the history of Jamaica, even Labor Day, because we there somewhere discuss this. I remember say most of the unrest that took place in the 1930s, long before the 1930s, because a long time we are back of the land, right? But just take it back to the 1930s, you know. All of these uprising, you know, that was led by people like St. William Grant, and, you know, because they might give Bustamante credit. We're not going to give him no credit because he wasn't a part of that, because none of that was affecting him, right? It was the ordinary man like you and those farmers up there, you know, who never have no land, and their ancestors, you know, were being enslaved by the same set of people. Now you see that the same thing that happened, right, from in the 1930s continues after we get what we call independence, so-called independence. See? And recently what we have celebrated, Golden Jubilee. Our diamond, it was the Diamond Jubilee. Yeah? Now we celebrated the Diamond Jubilee. And Trelawney, we have some of the best farmers in the island. I believe the last time I went to the agricultural show around by Eag, them said Trelawney is in the top 3, right? As a farming community in Jamaica, the top 3, right? The Minister of Agriculture, who is his name again, Mr. Charles, said that. Then, if we're in the top 3 and being dispossessed and not having the adequate things pertaining to irrigation and issue with land. And we're in the top 3, and this is what he was talking about, domestic farmers. What really are they putting in place to bring about more production, eat what we grow what we eat, or grow what we eat and eat what we grow? These slogans that they are going around uttering.
For me, those slogans, I only hear them on the radio or see it on TV. I don't see it in actuality. I don't see that happening in and around Trelawney. Maybe other parishes, but definitely not around Trelawney.
But in truth, before even them slogan, people like you have been eating what you grow and growing what you eat. So we don't need them to come tell with that still, It's just slogan.
Because that's what we do on a daily
because
basis.
that is what we do on a daily basis. So we don't need politicians to come up and tell you about what to do. We have been doing this. What we are saying, don't dispossess us, are the people of land that will make them independent, that will make them self-sufficient, that we can have a better country. You talk about crime and violence, and a situation like this, foreigners, the inequity of this kind of practice, that some people, one individual or a company paying 2,000, but the ordinary man who's supposed to, him should have get the land free. Oh no, should have that piece of them land free. If you just farm and contribute to nation building. What steps are the farmers taking now, Papa? Because we must have something. I don't want you say everything I saw.
No, you can't say everything, but the farmers are organizing, and the farmers really want to farm. And we must touch on one thing. When this just started, this project, you had a lot of young people who came in and were all excited and want to be a part of farming, especially it started during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the alternatives.
Young people. What age group you're talking about when you say young people?
Teenagers, 19,
want to
20.
get involved in farming.
Not just wanted to. They actually got involved. They got lands, started farming, but then there was no support. There was no support for them. So what we're seeing now, a lot of the young people would have gone. So yes, some of the lands are unoccupied now because those young people are either gone back to the hotels or going back to some things that we don't want to mention, but because
scammer and criminal.
Because of the lack of support
Mm-hmm.
that they did not get, they are turning away from farming. So what you have in farming now is the old cliche, the older folks who are mostly in farming. And as I said, I can tell you that because I would have supported a number of young people, and I would have encouraged a number of young people to get in farming. I would have taken a lot of them there to assist them in getting some of the lands. And they got the land and started and was very much interested.
You talked about your staff. Me, you talk about young people. I know you must have some young people working with you right now.
Yes.
So it's not just talk. You are a living example, and you have it for sure that there are people, young people, who really involved in farming and would like to have farming as a means, not just to sustain themselves. Because as I said to you, I eat the piece of melon and I think about the whole thing, that the importance of the farmers to Jamaica, where you can go into the market and you can pick your choice. You can look on a piece of yam and you say, I don't like that piece, give me that piece. I don't like this, give me that. That kind of interaction with customers, right? And vendor, farmer. Because this thing is such a powerful movement where people have to understand. And that's why I say we have to think upon politics more deeper, you know, because politics and economics goes together. See? The two of them go together, politics and economics. And when you see how you as a farmer, you sell to the vendor, and the vendor, maybe the right side of you are sell same way in the market. That is the thing when we observe with the market, you know, because there's another farmer brethren who may buy yam from, you know what I mean? They got to sell Mr. Virgo from up in the hills there. See?
Mr. Virgo, good man.
See? Very good man. See? And recently, I said to me, boy, I must soon pack up this, you know, and we could have seen the frustration, right? Because it maybe reach the point when you can pack it up, because you could have said he's an elder now, you know, a senior, right? Now, when we look on what is happening in a Jamaica, you know, right here, and people are talking about crime producer, this is not for you. You don't have to say it. Me, I go say it. Who is really the crime producer in a Jamaica? Because if you're depriving young people access to land, where them are going to go? Where them are going to take up? You're turning them in a scammer. It's because of your action why they are reacting the way that they are reacting. Because you deprive them of land. Even the people who will never ever involve in those things. Because I know you're not going to turn on scammer. And you're picking them not going to turn on scammer. See? And you're not going to turn on shatter and go involved in a certain other things. But when you deprive people of land, Mr. Prime Minister, or Agriculture Minister, and giving preference to foreigners, and now you are sending out a letter threatening the people and say you are going to repossess the land that them use for them livelihood. How that go? How that go? Would I like talk with somebody from the board of director right here, so Mr. Cleveland Allen, who is the chairman. You know him?
No, I don't.
You know? These people, Mr. Joseph Shoker.
Yes, I know him.
See, you know him. Mr. What? Bindley Sangster. Mr. Michael Price. Miss Juliet Meir. You know these people? What them are up on board? Them a farmer? Eh?
Good question.
You understand? Well, we know this man is a farmer. This man is a farmer. Mr. Hugh Jenkins. Yeah, he's a farmer. See? It cost us for Falmouth. Now, where are we going with this, Mr. Jenkins? You know, because Mr. Lyons.
Okay. So for the young people, I look at it as what I would call a double whammy. So you have a number of them now leaving from the farming and going back to hotel, or just going into the hotel industry. Mm-hmm. But then they run into another challenge there because they are grossly underpaid, and it seems like our labor law is not in effect anymore because they go there and they'll work 2-3 years on contract and they'll never become staff. So you get a 3-month contract, which based on our labor law, after 90 days, you would normally become a permanent employee. Mm-hmm. But they keep giving the work a 3 months contract, even 6-week contracts. So you're turning from farming and going into contract work. So the employer at any day can tell you goodbye. You have no benefits. You wouldn't have accrued vacation time.
You don't want to say it, you know, that is slavery, you know, it's putting back the people into slavery, you know.
Well, this slavery is actually worse. For me, I think it's worse.
You know what I mean? It's putting back the people in slavery. And that's why when we're talking about constitutional reform, we must pay attention to these things, you know, because these are the kind of conditions that the people are suffering in Jamaica today. Young people, you are exploiting young people in hotel industry. You are not giving them no ways or means of hope. You know, even something see them a call name hope, you know, where Porsche did call what? Jeep, them turn it into hope. Right? And what was Jeep? Jeep was what? What was the acronym? The acronym for Jeep. It was something pertaining to anyway, I soon get back to that. Emergency employment, Jamaica Emergency Employment Program. Yes, that was it. See? So it means it was just something for the people who now you call it hope. That's the only hope we can have, that people, if you can just cut grass on street side. That's the hope that you are putting in place for the youth of Jamaica. While we have so many lands that, and you have, I'm going to read about that thing, because one of the people, if you understand, and this come out May 19, 2023, this notice. Notice is hereby given to all tenants and occupants of SCJ Holdings Limited lands located in Langpond, Trelawney, and that effective August 1st, 2023, SCJH will begin a drive to repossess all lands which are in violation of the terms and conditions under which the lands were assigned under the Alternative Livelihood Program. This action will apply to account persons who are delinquent in respect of the applicable lease and where the lands have not been put into production. This is an extremely serious matter. The agreed terms of possession indicate that you are obligated to pay the applicable lease on the stated dates and to ensure that the land is productive. Individual tenants and occupants of SCJH lands are being requested to contact the SCJH representative within 30 days or this notice are the steps necessary for the repossession will be taken. Thank you for your cooperation and immediate attention to this matter. This is a threat from the government because these lands are government-owned land, no so?
It is owned by
So the government are threatening the people, say, they're going to take back them land from UNO and from the farmers. This is what is happening in Jamaica today, my people. This is what is happening. And when we talk about weapon of mass destruction, there are so many things that are happening. We are paying attention to them razor pay. We are paying attention to constitutional reform. We are paying attention to so many other little things. But there are so many other things that are affecting the people, the ordinary people, right? Now, as a leader, because I'm going to call you a leader in your community, right? Do you feel like giving up sometime?
Giving up is not an option.
I just ask you if you feel that way there.
It's not an option. It's not in my DNA. But I've seen it around me daily. Just as you spoke about Mr. Virgo earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard him also.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because of his age. It's because of frustration. Frustration of the system. He's not going to give up because there's a deep love for what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the farmers, they do it because of the love and the passion. They will not give up, I'm telling you. The older farmers, they will not. But they are frustrated. So you will hear them repeatedly saying, boy, I'm a last year, this and I give up and I can't do this no more. It's out of frustration. I am frustrated sometimes. And yes, it runs through my mind, but immediately I'm telling myself,
Yeah.
I can't do that. Don't gather those thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to give it any wings and send it in the universe. So
See.
I try. And it's the fight within me why I personally don't do it, but I hear it around me daily.
Wow. Wow. No farmer motivation to keep the people going. And you have to motivate yourself every day and keep hope alive. Because it's very important, you know. And when we are talking about way people, recently I have two brethren here. One was in the US and one is a farmer too. He's in Hanover, right? And he was talking about farming moving into the whole technological age. You know, we were talking about rather than farming, walking around with sprayer, you know. And the last time that the minister came to the agriculture show at Yega, he was talking about drone that will be used to spray farm. You and your farmer them can afford a drone. You can afford to buy a drone.
And this is where we are so hypocritical now. Yes, that's the direction that we need to move in to really, you know, progress agriculture, to feed our nation, to supply the hotel chain, the supermarkets. However, let's be realistic.
Yes.
A farmer have 1 acre, and without water, you can't farm. To proper irrigate 1 acre of land, it's going to cost you 538,000 to proper irrigate it, just to irrigate it.
538,000.
Yes. All right. With irrigation and plastic mulching, 538,000 per acre. Most of the farmers cannot afford to do 1 acre. How a farmer is going to afford a drone? How a small farmer is going to afford a drone? How about, Mr. Minister? You provide drones to RADA, RJAS, so they can support the farmers. How about providing tractors to JAS or RADA, so they can assist the farmers in plowing the land? Because yes, we need to move to technology. There's no way we can continue to use machete and machete. However, remember, these lands, you put them in place for farmers who were displaced. These are farmers who were cutting cane all their lives and were paid basically nothing.
Slavery, man, just start the thing. Slavery. Because once you talk about cane,
slavery.
Once you talk about cane is slavery, right? And I was reading something earlier where Complant, this Chinese company did come take up a whole heap of this land. What them do with it? What Complant to do with all of the land them?
Saving it for future development.
Cha.
Hoarding it.
Yes, politics need to get deeper in Jamaica, you know. I mean, I say a whole heap of thing that I pass with day by day because we don't understand, especially, I'm going to say it, you know. I don't want you to say it, you know. Especially this government, because we have observed the situation that is happening. We see what took place over by Bernard Lodge recently. And we see this letter, you know, this notice, you know, and the ultimatum is on a day that we supposed to celebrate emancipation. And I tell the people of Jamaica, over 200 farmers, that if you can't pay up, you never try find a way to negotiate to say to them, say, all right, we are going to take off even $3,000 on a PRS. No farm and negotiation. Yet there's another company who and other people, including The brethren that came here, Mr. Meadows, claimed that he had 30 acres and he was paying 2,000 per acre. How? How comes?
How comes? That's a question the farmers are asking. How comes?
I'm glad me carry you so, but this need for go wider. It need for to be out there. You know what I mean? It need to be a major news outlet out.
And if we are serious about farming, Trelawny have so many arable farmlands that are not in production at all. But what is being done to put these lands in production? We are centrally located in the middle of the tourism buzz, right on the north coast. So many tourism development taking place in Trelawny right now. Hanover, St. James, St. Anne. These lands should be put in production, or is it a case that we have other agendas for importation instead of us producing our own produce, or we just want to continue or give some friends some contract to import the same goods that we can produce right here in Trelawny? The lands at Langpan, I can tell you, produce some of the best sweet potato that I know of. I am a huge sweet potato farmer.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, the exporters crave Trelawny sweet potato. The exporters crave it. The local people crave it with a passion. Papaya, pineapple, cabbage, Irish potato, carrot, all the above. Does extremely well
At Langpan.
Langpan. Watermelon, you don't have to do anything to it. Just plant it and care it. And this is one of the things that we are actually blessed with, because we are right on the north coast. And one of the things that we actually use alternative fertilizer. And
that is something I was planning to, to ask you about. When I say alternative fertilizer, what do you mean?
Well, for me personally, I kind of make my own fertilizer.
That's good. That's good.
I try as best as possible to
You are making enough where you can sell other farmers?
I share the knowledge with other farmers. So I teach them to fish.
Wow.
I teach them to fish.
You're a real leader, you know, King. Never tell you that, you know. This is the kind of leadership we are talking about. This is the kind of leadership. Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, if we look, as we said, we're right on the north coast, and year after year, we hear people complain, boy, rough sea coming and sea full of seaweed and it has stink up the beach. It's one of the best fertilizer. It's one of the best fertilizer. So this is God's way of, our nature way of giving us fertilizer to use, but we just need the knowledge how to use it and what to do with it. But that is your base for the best fertilizer that you can use on all your plants.
The seaweed that wash up.
The seaweed that wash up. So we should not be wasting those seaweed at all. We, as farmers and the government, should actually be taking the lead on this and providing cheaper fertilizer, organic fertilizer to the farmers.
Rather than importing some poison.
All these.
Rather than importing some poison, the ocean, the Caribbean Sea, you know what I mean? Washing up natural fertilizer. And you, the farmer, know how to convert it. Right?
That's your main source of nitrogen there. Wow. We have our banana. For example, the banana, we cut a banana and we use the fruit. What do we do with the trunk? That's your phosphorus. And remember, your macronutrients are your nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So the seeds are already giving you the nitrogen and other micronutrients. The banana trunks are giving you your phosphorus and your banana skin. So why do we need to use
Imported fertilizer.
any synthetic imported fertilizer and all these chemicals that we're trying to poison off our nation? We have neem trees. We have a lot of neem trees around. Make your own neem oil. We have marigold. Plant it around your field. Lemongrass. Plant it around your field. Intercrop it with your vegetables. This will keep away the bugs. This is gonna keep away your pests. So this is where
And this
we
is something
should-
that you have tried and it has been proven.
No, I don't try. I am doing.
Me like them kind of affirmation, when you affirm yourself when we ask that question.
I'm not trying. That's what I'm doing. So all those vegetables you're seeing and those sweet watermelon and sweet pineapple and large pineapples, those nice sugar loaves, yes, that's how we produce them. We plant it, gives the proper nutrients, leave it in the hand of God, and let it do its thing.
Cha.
We don't need to use no synthetic fertilizers. We are poisoning the soil. We are poisoning ourselves.
What about, because this is another thing where people always talk about, the Roundup and them thing, the spraying. What about that aspect of it? But people claim that it is affecting the soil.
It does affect the soil.
Mm-hmm.
One of the disadvantage of long pan, we are in an area where we have a lot of guinea grass. Guinea grass is extremely difficult to control.
Yes, we know that.
Very, very difficult.
As a youth, we know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but there are also other alternatives that you can use for instead of Roundup. I wouldn't recommend any farmer to use Roundup.
And guinea grass is great for mulching too,
It is great for mulching. It's also excellent fertilizer. What we do when we're plowing, we actually plow it in the soil. We plow it in the soil, especially for sweet potato. Sweet potato and guinea grass have a love relationship. And this is from experience. Sweet potato does extremely well in guinea grass. Just plow it back in the soil. All right. Of course, you might have to spend a little extra money and staff to do some weeding. All right, because this a lot of the grass seed are actually compact in the soil. So after you plow that soil,
it's gonna grow back fast.
A little water and it's gonna grow back.
Yeah.
So you just have to do some extra weeding.
And that's a part of nature, man. That's a part of nature. And once you understand how nature function, you just harmonize with her and just make sure the thing do right. That's all.
And you also have another concoction that we does with vinegar to help to control the weed. It's difficult. Don't get me wrong, it is difficult. But
vinegar.
There are other alternatives.
You produce the vinegar though?
No.
You have to buy the vinegar?
Yes.
Okay. But the vinegar make from what?
Sugar cane.
Sugar cane.
Yes.
So we have things right here. So we could have used the sugar cane.
Yes.
You see how much thing you talk about what we have in Jamaica that if government put the right policies in place, we can feed ourselves, export enough, and create the best economy in the world.
Without a doubt.
Yeah?
Without a doubt.
Every day people get up and talk about Singapore. I don't want nobody to tell me about no Singapore, I don't want nobody mention Singapore to me again, because the reason why I don't want nobody mention Singapore is because we have more than what Singapore have. And I don't want you to talk about government policy, because it means that oh no, I do nothing either. You are doing something, King. What is lacking most, with a mind like you, what is lacking is a good team around you. It's the right organization skills and mobilization skill to pull people together to understand the importance of how we can change a country, King. Because it's not hard,
Yeah, but we have the power to do it. We have the power to do it. As I said, we need a team. You need the support. And it needs government policies also.
But you see, as you said, government policies. What it assures us now, that these people that we have on both sides, it means that maybe we have to get involved in politics on a different level. When we say on a different level, it's either we are going to form our own political party, it's either we are going to mobilize more farmers and more youth and say, this is what we are going to do for ourselves. Because it don't make sense you vote for a set of people. And when you vote for them, you pay them to oppress you, to take away land from you. This is what we are paying these people for now, you know. To stop the progress of farmers in this country.
You alluded to it earlier. The government is really carrying out the Crown's policies and carrying out the Crown's agenda. So a lot of it, they might not come out and say it, but
and that's why we're highlighting.
It's not that they're even thinking on their own and say, this is what we're going to do, and you come and you have dialogue and discussion with the people. It's just an agenda that is put to you, and you have to just come as the messenger. So you are just coming and just giving the people a message without any consultation.
That is it right there. Because these people just come and talk like them and give out order. You're not consulting the people. You're not consulting the people. Because I am certain that what you are sharing here, you talk with any of the ministers of agriculture about what you are sharing here pertaining to the seaweed and all of them. Them know about them something?
Well, I would have heard the minister mention it once, but that was
somebody just tell him.
Once we had a huge challenge with a lot of sargassum weed on the beaches all over Jamaica and out in the outer waters that was heading to Jamaica. So, you know, there was a huge concern, and the concern was really the way it was going to affect tourists. It wasn't really a concern to use this to look, we are getting a gift. It's a gift that God was sending to us. And we were only concerned how it's going to affect the tourists, because it's going to come and, you know, sit on the beaches for a while and then it's going to smell. It was a gift from God for us.
But all you need maybe is what? Like some truck or something for just transport it to some farm.
That's it. As simple as that.
Just take it off at the beach and move it to the farm.
Yep. Or move it to a centralized factory.
Yes.
Where you would have had the technology and the recipe.
Yes.
To develop this into fertilizer. And then you distribute it to the farmers. And I'm not saying to give it to the farmers for free. I don't like free. Give it at a reasonable cost where it's affordable to the farmers.
Yeah. Because nature give it to us free, you know. As you just said a while ago. Nature give it to us free. Who's that? Who is that?
I see DL from the diaspora. He says, real talk. It's the same things we are talking about in the diaspora. You know, that's what he's saying. Okay. So he's listening from overseas.
Bless up
DL.
DL. Bless up DL. Give thanks for the contribution. We give thanks that you've tuned in. And
he's from New York City.
New York City.
Yeah.
Enough love, DL. Mm-hmm. And we are saying, you know, one of the things, you know, Fitzroy, what people I don't know what happened. With people them not talking, you know. With people them don't. We lose the culture of reasoning. And, you know, ask you to come here and talk is one thing. But the follow-up, the action, you know. And my doing this program is not just to come here so to just bring some guests and just to talk. You see what I say? It's to see how this program can at least transform our community, or we can get involved. And that's why weekend we come here and say, we ask people to call in, you know what I mean? And we ask people to share. Because this is a medium. It's a community station. See? And it is more than a community station because it's going worldwide. Right?
Community-based.
It's a community base. We're just based in the community. And many people don't even know, so them need to come support it and utilize it for the benefit of their own community. Right? Because this is not one of the stations where anybody can come control and dictate where anything for go on. You know? It's not like the other media houses them, near so. We're controlled by the gods, where journalists have to be careful what them say. Right? Once we violate no rule, no the broadcasting commission regulation, we not violate none of that, and we not there for this nobody more than talk the straight truth of what is affecting us. We're saying, come on board, support the station. Somebody calling? Blessings and light, my sister Nahima. How you, Nahima? You may call you Nahima. How you doing, Nahima from Primal Media? It's your fault. A long time I not talk to you. Nahima, how are you doing?
Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me?
We are hearing you clearly.
Wow. Yes, this is, well, you gave me such a great introduction. I guess I don't have to reintroduce myself, but
yes.
I was just so compelled to call. Unfortunately, I was 20 minutes of this beautiful interview and exchange because I am working, but I did want to say to Mr. Lyons, thank him basically for being a pioneer, a trailblazer in his country, and pretty much bringing back the old attitudes of our grandparents who knew the land, who knew the secrets of how to grow and how to plant and when to plant and grow, who knew how to utilize our natural resources rather than import things from other countries and spend money where you guys shouldn't. I think he's just a breath of fresh air to know and understand how to get them. I mean, who would have known? I didn't know about the seaweed. Why worry about the tourists? Yes, tourism is important, of course it is. But it's about worrying about your people. He is the champion of the people of Jamaica and the health of Jamaica. Look at the whole world becoming obese as they acclimate to the diet of Americans, as they acclimate to the diets of other countries. You know, getting KFC, getting Burger King and all this crap. Instead of paying attention to your indigenous have way more nutritious content than in the fruits and vegetables here and in other countries. It's time that to do what he's doing. And like you said, he needs a team of people around him to help him do the work. It can't be on the back one. But the trailblazer can be the active one. And then many follow. And I hope that Community Buzz continues to get the word out there about what people can do to light their torch, to follow trailblazers such as Mr. Lyons. I just want to commend him again, and I'm hoping that he can stimulate other people to join the farming industry. I know it's hard to get loans from the bank there. I know it's an industry that's very unforgiving and stuff like that. But the fact that he is able to say, look at what I've been doing. Not that he wants to do it, but that he is doing it. You know what I'm saying? This is the attitude that we need to build upon. So I just want to shout out to you and say thank you for doing your thing. And I really admire you all the way here from Hartford, Connecticut, USA.
Thank you, Nahima. Really appreciate that. But as it relates to the loan, though, if I need a car loan tomorrow morning, I'm going to get it. I won't get a loan for farming.
Yes, they're not give loan for farming, don't you? So
for car, yes.
If you want to get a Mercedes Benz, you can go to any one of the bank without any dollar upfront, and then find a way to give you that them can drain you for the next 10 years. But them not give you anything, no form of money that will put you on a self-sufficient basis, that you are become an independent person. They want you to remain their slaves, that they can milk you. That is the policies of government here in Jamaica, my sister Nehima. I'm glad that you're calling because a long time I don't feel emotional that in sometime it come like me and search for words. And you know, say me not answer. See, but something just, you know, today just make me just feel heavy. Like you carry a heavy burden. To see the kind of contribution that, you know, this humble brethren, because we're going to the market and see, one of the great things about this brother, right, is not just a man who farm and stay upon him farm. Him come to the market with him produce and him sell it to the people and him have such a pleasant aura. You know, you can't pass him because the first day I see him, I never stop by from him. You know what I mean? And by reasoning with him and see how much he is involved in his community, I had to bring him here. Thank you for calling and strengthening. You kind of break up.
Emma, when you're finished, can you maybe share with me his Instagram and things like that so we can pass on to other people how to help and how to do it and how to leave him alone in his endeavors, okay?
We are going to make him get in touch with you. We are certainly, you know, we are going to make that happen, right?
Okay.
All right. Yes.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Give thanks, Nehima. Give thanks. Yes, that is Nehima from Primal Media, right? We are simulcasting here in the USA as well. And we give thanks to Nehima for calling in, you know what I mean, and giving her support to this mission. Because a mission is a mission. The first thing with a nation, if a nation wants to be totally liberated, is a nation that can feed itself. And any government who is depriving a nation from feeding itself and don't want to support them farmers is enemy to the people. Enemy number one. You government who are doing that, you are the main crime producer, because it's a crime against a people. When you deprive people from land, you're a criminal. I can say that. You are criminal, number one, to the people, especially the farmers. Farmers who are feeding the nation. First of all, we need to make sure so the market all right, you know. We need to make sure so the market all right, because you pay a market fee, not true?
Every week.
Every week. And you know, if you're in the market, you have to make up your own little shed outside, or you have your own little tent. Right?
Definitely.
See? So we need to make sure say the garbage them collecting at the market, and when we come pick them up, because sometimes when we see my brethren a sell, what heap of garbage they beside him and them thing there, and we have to move all about the place.
Flooding challenge.
Flooding challenges in the market.
Huge flooding challenge.
You understand? So this is not something that we are going to sit down in a Jamaica and roll over and die, you know. You know what I mean? And we give thanks that we have a courageous individual like Fitzroy Lyons, right? Who's doing such a great work. And you should have get them much in million there, you know? Imagine you get even $1 million a month for any football club.
I would just, I don't need it for myself. I need it for
the
community.
Talk about you. Then that me talk about. You hear me say a while ago? $1 million. Which one of you can contribute 500,000 to Mr. Lyons to run the football club or in football program that he's talking about, that this facility is next. I mean, no, now come tell no lie. We need to go up there go see it. It's next to the National Stadium. And him now get the adequate water to keep it up. And them creative enough to make sure so then use rainfall with the staff, with the community members. Brethren, we're people in Jamaica. We need to reclaim our communities. And this is an example. How we reclaim a community. So, me know one of them we are going to say nothing now go on, because here is something that is happening right here. So, and this is positive. See, the people in the diaspora who talk, make a contribution to project like this. This is what you must make a contribution. If you have $1 a week, you can't find, or even $10, right? Sending some contribution to an individual like this, not even one individual, to organize it. What the football club about me again?
Harmony Football Club.
Harmony Football Club.
We have just actually rebranded to Harmony Community Club.
Harmony Community
So
Club.
you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Give a handle that people can hear.
Harmony Community Club.
Harmony Community Club.
Yeah.
Right? So on Instagram,
Same.
yeah.
All the handles.
All the angles. Just go. It is simple. Harmony Community Club. I want to make a contribution. Contact the president and make a contribution to community development. Let us stop talk about deadbeat government. We don't really are going away more than a rip and a rob the people. And Falmouth Girl too. Yes. Big up Falmouth Girl too. Thank you for tuning in and continue to tune in to Fit FM and support, right? Continue to tune into this station, you know. Come here, we have to go do some expansion to what we are doing here, you know, because we have to think deeper how we can really move the country. You know what I mean? We can't just lay back like this, you know. We have to strengthen ourselves. We have to uplift ourselves. We have to lean on each other, you know, and to know, to know that you have a farmers group of over 200 members. That's powerful, you know. I would suggest that, I wonder if we could get all of them. Instead of one farmer have 2 acre. When we could have farm a cooperative and don't say the land is under the cooperative instead of individual. We never think about it that way.
Yes. As I said, some things we can't say no.
Okay.
It's work in progress. Yeah.
All right. So that's an idea. And that's an idea. And we're not going to move that way there. This is how we have to prove to the government now. Right? That is either against the people, because we need to show them up, you know. And the more you and your farmers, your fellow farmers organize yourselves, is the more you will show how determined you are to help develop your community and develop your country, because you are making invaluable contribution to the development of your community and your country by just serving over 1,200 you single-handedly customers every week with your little stall. Because your stall don't have one big stall. Imagine. Fire burning.
Can I give a shout out to Lando Graham, our social media
When we come
coordinator?
back from the break, we'll make you get your shout out. We need to play that tune here.
I was drawn into myself, observing all this time. From every angle I could see, my people, you're needing help. Brothers have turned to crime, so they die from time to time. We'd like to ask you leaders, what have you got in mind? I see the fire spreading, it's getting hotter and hot. The house will want to be in the shoes of the have-nots. If the sign is on your door, then you will be safe for sure. But if you are in impotence, you're on the wrong side of the fence. Yeah, you better believe me. People, believe me when I tell you another thing I saw in vision right in front of my eyes. Sisters prostituting, selling away their lives. They get but very little pay, the ones who clean the mess. Minority who sits on top just to raise themselves the best. But I see the fire spreading, it's getting hotter and hot. The house will want to be in the shoes of the have-nots. If the sign is on your door, then you will be safe.
Yes. This is the community boss, and as Babandi say, you know, fire burning. We feel the fire burning. You know what I mean? And we have Mr. Fitzroy Lyons here in the studio, farmer, vendor, football coach, community leader, you know. And I am so, for a long while, I don't feel so emotional, you know. I don't know why, but, you know, the ancestors, they are here with us, you know. Maybe I should have showed poor little libation before I come inside here. Because, you know, some day when you feel heavy, yeah, I one of them day there. But we are here and we are going through. The sign is on your door, you know. Be safe for sure, you know. You will be on the wrong side of the fence. And we see it go right there, so. Honor to you, great Babandi. Now, Mr. Fitzroy, big up the people you want big up.
Well, I just wanted to show Lando Graham, our social media coordinator for the Harmony Football Club, or just rebranded.
Yeah.
Community Club.
Yes.
So, Lando Graham handles all the social media aspect of the club. We have a full executive.
Yes.
You know, and I also want to shout out to the executive body.
Yeah, man. If you remember them name, call them name, man. That's what
man. I'm a team, man.
All right, so call them out, man. Bless them up, man.
Remember my team.
Yeah, man. Bless them.
Mr. Burke, big up.
Big up, Mr. Burke.
Miss Ennis, our secretary, big up. All right. Coco Berry, our gears manager.
Bless up,
that's
Coco.
Mr. Ennis. Coco Berry.
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes, I.
Man who take care of the field, but the field always look beautiful and ready to play football or play cricket. So big up Wang. Mr. Dennis Spence. This gentleman, I really can't say enough about him. He's someone I would like you to go in the community and speak to also. Because,
yeah, man.
I mean,
and if it is possible, one of the time we carry him coming, if him have the time. Because this is about community development.
He's an elder in the club.
Yes.
You know, having some health issues. But believe me, when football is playing, you can't tell. He's always there supporting the team. He's like a tower of strength for me and for the rest of the team. And Mr. Spence, we just want you to know that the team and I really appreciate you and all your service and support.
Bless up, Mr. Spence.
And to all the footballers, big up on yourself.
Yes.
Big up on yourself and all the youths that's coming into the team right now. We have a number of youths from the community and from high schools, because what we're doing right now, we are going into the high schools and identify talents and bring them in the club. So right now we have players from Rossies, Mushet, Cedric Titus, William. Maybe it's a little challenge because of another club, but we are trying there too. You know, so, and one of the greatest part is a lot of unattached youth that we are bringing in right now and putting them into an organized program, take them off the street, you know. So at least for 3 hours every day, you know they're not going to be in any trouble. That's for sure, because they're on the football field training and I drill them hard. So they are going to be tired after the game. They want to sleep.
Yes. It's as easy as that.
So they still have the street at night. So you the entire evening they're off the field, off the street, and the evening into the night they're off the street. All right. So it takes a lot really to pull it together. And one of the things that we are trying to improve on is our feeding program, because a lot of times a player will come to me in the evening and say, "Coach, I'm hungry and I'm not eating nothing from morning, you know." The thing they hurt to the core.
See, you know,
It hurt to the core.
in a farming community,
Yeah.
and we have everything wrong. We can feed you. We can make pine juice. We can make melon juice. We can have all of these things that we can feed them. There's no way.
So we do have a feeding program in place for the team. However, it's very minimal.
Yes.
You know, we're doing the bare minimum right now. So it's something that we would like to improve. And of course, that will bring out more youngsters, because they will know, guess what, at least I can get a hot meal in the evening.
Yes.
Some soup, some porridge, or a meal. That will go a far way and means a lot to them. You know, so.
And don't fear to ask again. Just tell them the angle again, and tell people that them need to contribute to a program like this. Just say it.
Well, we definitely asking for any contribution that we can get towards our program in developing the program better.
Yes.
And we do have the structure already. The structure is there, but
Yeah.
we just don't have the financial support. You know, as I said, it's bare minimum that we are doing.
You have
We're
an email
just
address.
scratching.
You have an email address.
Yes.
That's some people. Yes. Just say. No,
My email is Fitzroy.
no, me I talk about for the club. Or it's just you straight.
I'll use mine for now. We just
Okay.
changed the. As I said, we just rebranded. It's FITZROY
Mm-hmm.
20 at gmail.com. FITZLYONS. Fitzroy Alliance.
Our Fitzroy Alliance.
Fitzroy Alliance 20 at gmail.com.
Oh, you never said Alliance.
Sorry about that.
FITZROY LYONS. Fitzroy Alliance 20.
Yes.
Okay.
And our club has been in existence since 1977 and has been active and going since 1977.
Yeah, so the email address is fitzroyalliance20 at gmail.com. You know what I mean? You can contact Fitzroy Alliance at gmail. Fitzroyalliance20 at gmail.com.
And as I said, we are on
social media.
TikTok,
all around.
YouTube,
Right?
Instagram,
And that
Facebook.
is
Harmony Football Club or Harmony Community Club.
Harmony Community Club.
Yes.
So contact. Give your support to a more than worthy cause. You know what I mean? Because we see how this could have saved many young men, many young youths, and you know what I mean? And I don't know, but all the people who are going to go out tomorrow and support the Labor Day project, you know, we say big up. We say big up to MP Tova Hamilton, you know. We need to talk to you too, you know, Tova, because you are still the MP. And if you are the MP, you know, would like to talk to you. And it's an open invitation here, you know what I mean? We don't want people to believe that we are here because we care to other people recently. And people just, you know what I mean? Jamaica is a tribalistic place, you know. And me and somebody who know the tribal thing, you know what I mean? We have to, you understand? Work together. Because that's what we want. I don't see color. I don't see green, and I don't see orange. I see life. I see human being. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody ask me. I mean, I ask nobody who them serve, which God you serve, why you this or what you that. When I see you, I say life. You know what I mean? Your expression of your God and whatever you want to do is your business. And allow another man to express himself or him see life. You understand? Once you are contributing positively to the upliftment of your community and your people, You know, that is what is most important. Be your best self. And when you be your best self, you can serve or share the best of you. You know what I mean? And that is what Fitzroy Lyons is doing. You know, being his best self. And he is serving his community. You know what I mean? This is a living example right here, so. And I applaud you, sir. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. This is the Community Buzz and Fit FM. And we are going to go and bounce to that babang there. Next strong. Love and life. Primal Media. We give thanks. We give thanks to all the people in the diaspora. We give thanks to the people in and around Trelawny. We give thanks to all the listeners. Next strong. Community Buzz. I'm Mara. Out.
Believe me when I tell you another thing I saw in a vision right in front of these eyes. Sisters prostituting, selling away their lives, making but very little pay for ones who clean the mess. Minority who sits on top just to raise themselves the best. But I see the fires burn.